Parks here. So I'm going to be sharing today 3 ways that you can make an impact with Reels. So if you guys are watching live, hashtag live in the comments. If you end up watching on the replay, let me know where you are tuning in from. If it's your first time seeing me, comment below with new. If it's not your first time seeing me, let me know in the comments as well. If you have attended a training in the past, maybe a Sunday segment, or maybe you've seen me out there in the interwebs somewhere doing a training in someone's group, right? So I'm excited to hang out with you guys today. Let me go ahead and share my screen, guys, because I don't want this to be super long, so that I can share 3 ways that you can start making an impact with Reels, okay? And for some of you guys, oh, there's a little video. Check that out. Look at that. Not an expert at dancing whatsoever. Not an expert at dancing. And that's another misconception, right? We talked about this on Sunday. A lot of us tend to think, okay, when it comes to short form video, Janet, do I have to do the crazy dances? Do I have to do all of the trendy things that's going on short form video because I'm not comfortable with it, right? Let me know in the comments if that's something that maybe you have in your head that is preventing you from getting started with Reels. If so, I'm with you. As you can see, I have about this much rhythm. The only reason I have any rhythm whatsoever is because I have a little bit of Latin blood. So that helps a little bit, but you can't really tell. So if you feel that way, do not worry, my friend. We've all kind of gone through that phase. And I've also done some Reels in the past where it's just, you know, that wasn't really my style. But you go through that trial and error, right? So today I'm really going to break down 3 simple things you can do to make an impact with Reels. And I'm going to be kind of breaking that down here for you. So let's go ahead and get started here. Number 1, you guys know I've shared this several times in the past across many trainings. This applies to really social media content posting in general, right? Sharing valuable content. Okay. And what is valuable content? Valuable content, let's not get ahead. Valuable content is, there's really a lot of definitions, right? But the main definition that I like to think about when I think of value is, what have I gotten from this piece of information, right? What can I take with me from this piece of information, right? So for me, it's relatable content. People use social media to relate to other people, right? It's the biggest reason why Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook to begin with, right? Because he wants to make sure that people can connect with each other on social media. So yes, you want to post that relatable content. You want people to be able to resonate with your message. There's a reason why people follow me versus, you know, another trainer. There's a reason why people prefer other trainers than me, right? Because there's going to be our people. We're going to have our tribe, right? You've heard that term before. Your vibe attracts your tribe. It's totally true. You're going to attract a certain type of person. People relate to me because I'm a mom, right? So I relate to moms. Some moms relate to me because I'm also a mom of little kids. So some of my audience will be moms with little kids. Other moms, or a lot of people online relate to me because I'm an introvert. So, you know, and there's a lot of people online that are also introverted, and this is not necessarily their jam, right? They're having to exit out of their comfort zone, do things that make them a little bit uncomfortable. They're not so great at public speaking like myself, right? That's that language, right? That's that mindset that you have to change about yourself. I'm not supposed to say that. I'm supposed to say, I will be phenomenal at public speaking, right? That's what you're supposed to say. But those are the people that I attract, right? I attract a certain type of person, and you're going to be the exact same way, which is why you want to post and be genuine, right? On Sunday, if you didn't watch the Sunday segment training, feel free to get yourself out of this video really quick and watch that one first, because I go through this a little bit more in depth. But relatable content is really being able to relate with people that are watching you. People don't buy from, you know, people don't buy from people that they can't relate to, right? So they have to be able to resonate with you, your message. You have to be able to impact them in a different way if you want them to be a follower and if you want them to be a part of your community and a part of your brand, okay? The next thing is shareable content, right? What is shareable content? Janet, I don't understand what that means. What is shareable content? Content that is useful and purposeful. So if I were to see something, whether it's a post or a reel, I know we're talking about reels here, but this is really a training that you could use across all of your social media content posting and planning and strategy sessioning, if that's a word, right? Shareable content is something that is purposeful, useful, that someone else can use. So if I were to consume a piece of content from you, and it helped me have a more efficient life, save time, save money, right? Something that helped me in that moment. Maybe it's a mindset thing. Maybe it made me feel good about myself. Maybe it's an inspirational message. Maybe it's something that helped me solve a problem temporarily, right? But you have the ultimate solution, which is why I need to invest in you. That's the goal, right? But the shareable content is something that if I found value in it, I should be able to share it with this other person that also will get value from it because I did too, right? So it's that share button. It's that button where it's like, I'm going to show it to my 10 best friends, right? Because they're going to love it too. They're going to resonate with this message too. That's what shareable content is. It's value content. How are you impacting someone else's life online right now, besides just promoting the thing that you sell? I know that's what we want to do, right? Comment below with what business are you in? Are you a business owner? Are you a network marketer? Are you a direct seller? Are you an affiliate marketer? It doesn't matter what kind of business you're in. You need to share shareable content. You need to be able to impact more than one person. And if you can really utilize people that have access to other people, right? Then you have yourself, my friend, a potential to have a massive referral business as well, which is even more impactful, right? We shared our boot camp. We just launched it this Sunday on the 5-day Reels boot camp. We have multiple people, right? Tons of people that signed up to be affiliates because they've gotten value from our content, right? And because they've gotten value, they want to share it with all of their other friends that sell products that they know that they're going to get value from it as well. And that's the kind of community that you want to build as well, right? If you want a customer coming to you, it's a first-time customer, they purchase with you and they have a great experience. Of course, you want to be able to have them share your stuff, right? All right. And then the last piece is credible and authority content. What do you guys think I mean by that? Let me know in the comments. I can't really see my screen actually because I've got the screen sharing thing here. Hold on a second. Let me get my phone up so that you guys so I can see your comments if there are any comments. All right, so let me just have that up here. But what is credible and authority content? Credible and authority content, this is the type of content that makes you you. This is the type of content that separates you from everyone else that sells the exact same thing as you or something similar to you. Something maybe that is in the realm of your niche even, right? So how do you establish that? Well, Janet, I also sell for, Monat, right? I also sell hair products. Like, what's going to make me stand out if there's thousands of other people that sell the same thing? There's no way that I can stand out. Absolutely there is. And it's all about the value that you personally share, right? You could share the bottle of whatever that makes your hair do whatever, right? Of course, anybody could do that. But it's about you taking that extra step. How do you take that extra step to where that person, okay, is my person? That's the person that understands my struggles, the problems that I have, and I'm going to make an investment in that person and whatever products they recommend, okay? It's educating people, okay? This is the education part, okay? What is educating people? You can literally, guys, if you're not a complete hair expert, that's okay. It's all about having just a little bit more knowledge than the other person. So if you know that there's a certain chemical you shouldn't be putting in your hair that's going to cause buildup and it's going to promote super flat and dull hair, then you need to educate the opposite, right? You need to educate people on what you should not be putting in your hair to cause buildup in dull and frail hair. How do you do that? You do that with short form video. You can do that with carousels. You can do that with posts. Giving people statistics, fun facts, educating them on a certain chemical that makes your hair act a certain way, right? And then you have the solution. Why are you educating on all these extra things? Because that's what sets you apart than everyone else, from everyone else who's doing the same thing, right? Everyone else that's going to be selling the same thing or similar products, they may have something to that sort, but nobody is you, right? You cannot be copy pasted. So personal experience, educating from personal experience is also extremely valuable. I'm going to say that sentence again because I want you guys to write that down. Educating from personal experience is also extremely valuable. Personal testimonials, testimonials from your customers, right? Because of the work that you did and how you helped people, here is their results, right? That is how you build credibility. That is how you build authority in your niche. You don't have to be the tippity top expert. I get this is what people tell me a lot in some of the group coachings that I've done in the past, and some, back and forth questions that I've been able to answer with people is, well, I'm not an expert. I'm not a hairdresser. I'm not this, right? I'm not like, I haven't created that much success. But do you know what you're talking about? That's the point. Do you know what you're talking about, and can you help people with their hair problems, right? Do you know? And if you don't know, educate yourself. Go educate yourself and give people facts. Give people solutions. Educate people on how it works. That's how you build authority and credibility. And if there are misconceptions out there, maybe there's this fad that's going around. I know in certain companies, sometimes things will go around and people will have like a common opinion on something. If you have a different opinion, right? Share that different opinion. If it's helpful and it's solution driven, it also sets you apart. For example, right? A lot of people will use Clorox in their home, right? This is just an example. There's been commercials, right? People use that. That's a common cleaning product, right? But maybe you're a holistic person. Maybe you're a clean living type of person. Maybe you want to promote non-toxic living. So maybe your video can be all about why the 5 reasons why you should not use Clorox in your home, right? It's a little controversial. It's a different opinion, right? But it promotes who you are. It promotes your brand, right? And you're educating people. It's a different way of doing something. It's the same thing with hair products or any other product that you sell that maybe everybody's promoting it a certain way and you think a little different because of personal experience. Maybe you put eggs in your hair. I don't know, right? Let's just pretend here. Maybe eggs provide this crazy protein in your hair that people don't realize is really great for your hair follicles, and it helps grow your hair faster, whatever it is, even if it's funky. This is what sets you apart. And if you don't know all that crazy stuff, that's okay. All you got to do is know just a little bit more than someone else and just be willing to speak your mind. Be willing to share it, okay? Because that's what's going to make you relatable. That's what's going to make you useful, and that's what's going to help you create valuable content for someone who wants to consume it. Let's go to the next one here. Number 2 is using eye-catching features in your video, okay? Using eye-catching features in the video. And now, if you end up watching on the replay, or for those of you that are watching live, let me know in the comments, are you intimidated by editing and all the specifics of creating reels online because you feel like you need to be some kind of an expert? Let me know in the comments if that's who you are, if that's how you feel. If so, you are not alone. You are not alone. In fact, when I first started creating reels online, I was super intimidated by the different features that these applications, especially with TikTok and Reels, YouTube Shorts. Now there's Facebook Reels. LinkedIn has a short form video area that you can upload your short form videos. It's very intimidating when you don't know what you're doing, right? It's very intimidating when it's not a skill set that you have, right? And let me know in the comments, are you easily intimidated by technology? A lot of us are. But here's the reality, right? You don't know what you're doing whenever you try something new. You will never know or be an expert when you try something for the first time. Everybody started at suck, right? Everybody started at, I don't know where to find this feature. I don't know if this looks right. My lip sync is completely off. We're not looking for perfection. We're looking for good enough, and we're looking for the effort behind it. Because here's what happens when you focus on good enough and effort, and then you just stay consistent with those two very important factors, then guess what happens? You start learning how to ride your bike just a little bit easier, right? You start coasting just a little bit easier down the street. right? Versus when you're putting on the rollerblades and you just immediately fall over. And that, I know that sounds kind of funny when you say it out loud. It's like, Janet, I'm not in first grade. You don't have to tell me that. But a lot of times we do need to hear things like that, because a lot of times we have a closed-minded mentality when it comes to learning something new. And what I want to encourage you to do, if you're intimidated by Reels, or if you haven't started, or maybe you haven't seen the results, or you're intimidated with really exploring the different options, I want to encourage you to open up your mind and allow yourself to just be a student driver. Okay. Don't just be a student, a forever student where you just consume, and then you move on to the next boot camp, and then you move on to the next course, and then you watch the next video, and you do nothing with the knowledge that you've gained. I want to encourage you to be a student driver. Okay. Be a student driver. So that means with your coach next to you, right? With the resources next to you, you're doing this number. You're driving, right? And you're just coasting, and you're doing the best that you absolutely can, because we all started out that way. All the gurus you see online started out that way. Every single one, every single one. Eye-catching features in your video, you don't even need to know all of them. And I will tell you what, I've made over 700 videos, okay, short form video. And that's just short form video. That's just real specifically. I don't even know how to use all the features. I have like maybe 3 or 4 that I know how to use. There are hundreds of features. And if I really spent the time to look through them all, I would be sitting there for hours. And I don't really focus too much on that. I focus on trying this out to see how it feels and how it looks, trying something new out to see how that feels, how it looks, and seeing what it looks like in the video. And if I don't like it, I just take it off. That's really how the process works. But here are some of the advantages of adding some of these features. Is A, it holds the attention span, right? When you're using eye-catching features, you're holding the attention span, and that's the goal. The goal is to hold the viewer's attention span, okay? The user that is watching your content, you want them to continue watching that piece of content. And doing different features like sparkles, or maybe switching up your videos switching up the content in your video every 2 to 3 seconds, or adding subtitles or something that's just kind of flashing in their face often in the video is a great place and a great way to hold that attention span. It levels up the quality of the video when you're not just standing there like this and doing this number and just talking, right? And it makes you memorable, right? People remember you when you make your video interesting versus if you're dull and just kind of talking into the camera, okay? Let's talk about the third tip here, and we're going to wrap this up here in just a minute. Number 3 is showing up for the long game, okay? A lot of people, when we start on Reels, when we don't see those instant sales or those instant followers or that consistent engagement and views or people clicking on our website, what tends to happen is we become very discouraged. And what happens when you're discouraged? Well, you stop doing the thing, right? It's no longer a focus, and you kind of put it on the back burner because you think it's a waste of time. Let me know if that's how you feel when it comes to Reels. Maybe you've been posting for a little while and you're thinking, this is a waste of time. I'm getting 300 views. Nobody's clicking on my link. Nobody's doing this. This is total waste of time. I think if every business thought that way, there would be no successful business, like at all, right? How do you think a lot of these businesses started? I'm sure, and there are many businesses that went through different marketing ideas, right? And it wasn't so successful. How many times do you drive by that billboard, right? Down the street from your house, or maybe when you're driving down the highway on your way to work, and you see that same billboard about that crazy lawyer. I don't know if you guys noticed, but some billboards that lawyers make are just like outrageous. Like they have the most outrageous content on there. But like you think in your head, there's no way that somebody's going to call them. That is such a crappy billboard, right? There's like no effort. There's nothing interesting about it. And it's been there for years and years and years, right? Just sitting there. But little do you know that guy that spent crazy money, right, on that billboard versus Reels, which is super free. You don't have to invest in Reels if you don't want to, because it's, again, a free marketing place for us, which is crazy. But who knows? That person could be getting a ton of clients, right? But we don't know that, right? We don't really know what's really going on with that. But if people really gave up at the starting gate and they didn't fail forward and they didn't make those extra mile attempts, then you wouldn't have anybody. who's created success. So I really want you to think about when you're starting on Reels or deciding to continue on Reels, or you're feeling discouraged or unmotivated because you don't have a lot of momentum or movement, I want you to think about the long game. Video is for the long game, regardless of what platform you are using, regardless of how long and how short the piece of video is, it's always going to be for the long game. Okay. So when you're posting videos, understand that just because right now it's not doing much does not mean a week from now it's not going to go viral. It does not mean that a month from now it's not going to start generating sales and leads and engagement. And it does not mean that there's not people watching in the background, getting to know you, deciding if they want to trust you, and deciding if they want to invest in you. Okay? Because that's exactly what video does. Video is out there, and the whole point of it is to build credibility. The whole point of it is to attract people, to hold their attention span. But a lot of times it takes people 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 20 times to see your content before they decide, okay, it's time I invest. She shows up for me consistently. She always has something valuable to say. I think I trust her now. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So understand that your expectations don't need to be results in 24 to 48 hours because it's impossible. I don't care what guru is telling you that when you post this reel, you're going to get instant sales. It's probably not going to happen. Okay. Now it might happen. Let me not say that it won't. It might happen. It's happened to me, right? I've seen, people post reels for the first time and the very first one goes viral, right? But maybe the second person who's posting the exact same type of videos, maybe even using the exact same hashtags that person is doing. Maybe it's even an identical video to it because they're in the same company. I've seen those flatline, okay? But over time, they mean something. They matter. They're collecting the text messages. They're collecting the email lists, the comments, and engagement. So I don't want you to give up. The whole point of that is I want you to show up for the long game. Your goal, okay, is to build trust in community. Building trust in community takes time. My Facebook group has a little over 11,000 people. That took me almost 4 years to do, okay? 4 years to do, all right? That is not an overnight success story, and that's probably not exciting to you or sexy to you, but I want you to think that the longevity creates fans. It creates community, and it creates the best type of followers versus the instant buyers that forget about you a month later because they made an impulsive decision because of one video. That matters more than the impulse buyers. I'm just going to say that out loud. Okay. The algorithm will keep things interesting. So be consistent. All right. Right now, who was it that said it? Brock Johnson. Brock Johnson even said it, right? And he's a big Instagram guru guy. When it comes to Instagram, a lot of the views and the engagement is down because there's a lot more users on the platform. But that doesn't mean that the algorithm is going against you, okay? You want to stay consistent. You want to stay consistent. The algorithm is always going to make things interesting. How many of you guys have posted on Facebook, right? You got a ton of engagement one day and the next day, 1 to 2 comments, right? Has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with the platforms that we are posting on, okay? Stay consistent, okay? Because the algorithm is always going to shake things up for us, and it's up to you to keep it up, all right? And then the last one is give and you shall receive. Your whole content strategy needs to be revolved around giving the value. Okay, your whole content strategy needs to be revolved about on creating credibility, being an authority in your niche, educating people, helping people, and solving problems. And if you're not giving, then there's no way in heck that you're going to be getting anything in return. So that needs to be your mentality. If you're just posting and hoping to get views, get sales, get clicks, get, you need to erase that from your mindset. Okay, because you're already beginning at the failing gate instead of the starting gate. And to begin at the starting gate, you need to start giving. Okay, give. Okay, that's how you're going to build the community. All right, guys, video has always been my biggest passion. And mainly because it was like the thing that I was afraid of the most when I first started my online journey. You guys, if you're not in the Solutions for Sellers group, I know this is playing on my business page, make sure to join that group and watch the very first video that I ever made. Okay, just search bingo. It's going to be a video of me with super long hair, looking this way. I'm not even looking into the camera, trying to train people how I booked a bunch of parties with the stupid game. Okay. And it is so bad. It is so bad. Okay. I was really, really nervous, but I really liked to share about that video because I never thought it would turn into where we are today. Now, this is my job. Now I use video to teach people things. It still blows my mind today because what could happen to you if you decided to take a different step and just try something different, right? Even if you suck in the beginning like myself, okay? Watch that video. I encourage you to watch that video because you're going to be like, okay, I feel a lot better about myself, especially after watching that video. But anyways, guys, not to ramble, hashtag value in the comments if this was valuable. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you guys later, my friends.